Welcome, fellow humans. Today I'm going to talk about brain zaps. I'm not actually sure if brain zaps is the best term for what I'm going to discuss, but it seems to be the best term that I can find. When people talk about brain zaps normally, they're talking about a kind of electrical feeling pain or other sudden pain in the head that comes with withdrawal from antidepressants. And that's not what I had at all. Because what I had while having never taken antidepressants in my life. But it does seem to have similarities in that sharp electrical pain. So what I experienced, and I have only experienced this when I was a child, possibly as an older child, but I think mainly around elementary school age. And it was, in fact, the most painful thing I have ever experienced, in one sense. It was also one of the most tolerable painful things I've ever experienced. Because the way it would work, and it happened very rarely, but I would get an extraordinarily painful electrical feeling in my head that was also extremely localized. It felt like it was a teeny line of electrical pain that was significantly less than an inch long and very narrow, just a small, almost like a circuit in my brain had just tripped if I were a robot instead of a human or something like that. But just this sudden, massive electrical pain that was overwhelmingly painful. But it would also last for such an incredibly short duration that by the time I was actually able to think about the fact that I was in pain, I wasn't anymore. So it would be just this, whoa, and then gone. Just like, and it was even shorter than that. Like, it's very hard to describe how intense or how brief the pain was. And because the pain was so incredibly brief, I never really had any reaction to it because I had no time to react to it. And I did ask my father, who was a doctor, about it, and his response was just, "Oh, you get that." From which I concluded that this is a thing that happens to some people, and it's not really a big deal. It's highly likely that it is connected to the fact that I get migraines, since I'm prone to all sorts of weird head pain stuff. And from reading about brain zaps, it seems that what I experienced fits within the category, and it does state that some people can get them idiopathically, that it's so much more common to get it from antidepressant withdrawal, but it is possible to simply have brain zaps, which is why I'm going to call them that, because I have found no other description that fits it all. I did speak to somebody that I know who actually had brain zaps from antidepressant withdrawal, and her brain zaps were not overly painful. So it's clearly the case that it doesn't have to be that way, and that's just one data point. I don't know how painful the range of brain zaps people who have antidepressant withdrawal get, so I can't speak to that. But I wanted to talk about the brain zaps briefly just because I had talked about them once online in a social media context and had a stranger respond to me saying, "Oh, that's a thing? Other people get them too?" And I know that when you have something so weird and so hard to describe, that it can just be nice to know that you're not alone. So if anybody watching this has ever had that, you're not alone. It's a weird thing, it's a terrible thing, but at least it's really short, and it's a known thing that does happen. Anyway, that's my story, and if you liked it, please click like. If you know someone who might be interested in it, then please share it. If you'd like more similar content, then subscribe. But most of all, if you have any questions or thoughts or similar experiences, or know of a better term for it than brain zaps, I would love to read your comments. Thank you.